Missouri, the 36 of Austin Schaefer from Hamer, South Carolina. 37 will be Logan Mortberg out of Deltona, Florida. As the gate is down on this one, riders heading toward that Bell Helmets Hole Shot Award. Whoa, who's it going to be? Who's going to get credit for that? There's like 3 riders, and is Canyon Richards going to get the hole shot credit there aboard the number 16? Dan Reed in second, and Luke Fowler, but that's going to change up pretty quick as Fowler moves out to the front of the pack. Let's keep an eye on this one, Megawatt. We'll introduce you to the rest of the field here as we got the 41 of Braxton Watson out of Oklahoma City. The 42 of Crew Ketton from Riverton, Utah. The 43, Brandon Comerford from Fort Pierce, Florida. Danny Reed out of Saratoga Springs, Utah. 45, Kobe Goff from Browns Valley, California. 46, Nick Frazier from Vernon, Connecticut. 48 of Colt Golombuski from Land O'Lakes, Florida. 49, Austin Parker from Visalia, California. Emil Latcher, the 55 from Brooksville, Florida. The 59 of Kalina Humphrey from Huntington Beach, California. The 61 will be William Sokol from Commodore, Pennsylvania. 62, Clark Robbins from Chemung, New Jersey. 65, Jackson Tomsu from Hale Center, Texas. 66, Cole Timbo from Calamasa, California. 70, Blake Prestes out of Cambridge, Ohio. 71, Jace Coy from Grand Terrace, California. The 72 of Jamison Muschler from Wimbledon, North Dakota. The number 77, Cannon Hargrove from Monterey, Texas, or Montgomery, Texas. The 81 of Nathaniel Orr from Newcastle, Oklahoma. The 83 of Keegan Laupski out of Martin, Michigan. The 87, Nicholas Stefanik out of Bartlett, Illinois. 91, Oliver Camp from Chesterfield, Missouri. 94, Cohen Jackman from Saratoga Springs, Utah. And the 96 of William McCure from Fayetteville, Georgia. That's your field of 42 riders. Final race of Moto number 1. It's race 29 on the track. The 65, 10 to 11-year-old riders.
Well, Rodney, they credited Canyon Richards with that hole shot. Dan Reed was right beside him, but by turn 2, it was the number 4 of Luke Fowler out into the lead, man. Flying Fowler, here he comes to the end of lap number 1, and this kid's already got a gap, dude. Looking good. We've seen Luke win down here before. Came up just a little short yesterday, had a fantastic ride, came up just a little short, but put himself in fantastic position for a couple championships here.
Fowler with a 2.498 second lead over Alvin Hillman, the 22 machine, riding on a TM out there in second place position. Yamaha mounted Canyon Richards, number 16 in third. Austin Schaefer, the 36 on a KTM, and fourth and fifth. It's KTM 96 of William McCure. Sixth place, also a KTM ride, the 87 Nick Stefanik. Cobra mounted Nathan Hummel, the 28 in 7th. Chase Lawton on a KTM in 8th. Husqvarna rider number 59, Kalina Humphrey, is 9th on the 59 and 20 of Tyler Mollett. A KTM rider rounds out the top 10. So there you go. That's the way things are looking at the end of lap number 1 through our top 10. And here's the way things are looking on lap number 2. Fowler putting real estate and a lot of it between himself and that second place position.
Yeah, Fowler impressed me right now, picking some really smart lines, and some lines I'm sure didn't exist just a little bit ago before that bit of prep that we gave the track. And holy cow, keeping the momentum up, staying out of those ruts, finding the smooth spots near the edges, and Hillen doing a great job behind him trying to pick up on a few of those lines. Here we are on lap number 2, and already starting to put a little gap on the field. Just needs to ride smart, needs to ride cool, calm, and collected. And here he comes right now over the rear fender with the gas on.
Rolling around into the final moments of this second lap of racing as Fowler still trying to keep things rolling. We're watching Hillen, also Richards and Schaefer, McCure to see how things are going to shape up between those riders. Fast riders in the back of the pack. Don't see anybody coming just yet, but this is one of those classes where some of the top seeds could very likely have gotten a bad start and may take them a while before we see them racing us in the top 15. Back in the number 2 spot is still Alvin Hillen as we see Luke Fowler now crossing that finish line for lap number 2 now complete.
Hillen able to cut in just ever so slightly into that lead. It was a 2.54, I believe. Now it's a 2.3 gap. And Canyon Richards in that third place right now, sitting right behind those guys on that 16 machine. Austin Schaefer trying to hang in there as well. He's turning a 2.15, and he's about 3 seconds back behind Richards. So starting to lose touch just a little bit with those top 3. But behind them in the 5th position, William Morcor, Nicholas Stefanchik, and the number 6 spot Chase Lawton in the 7th position. Kalana Humphrey rides in 8th. Braxton Watson in that number 9 spot, and Nathan Hummel rounding out the top 10 with Nyler Mullet in the 11th spot. Jeremy Rowe in the 12th position. Jamison Mushier in the 13th position. Colt Golombeski in the 14th position, and Crew Ketton rounding out the top 15, our 65 10 to 11. Right now, already starting to find his way into some back markers right now. Luke Fowler, a couple of these guys have gone down, and Fowler relentless on that throttle right now, really starting to pick up some time now over that number 2 ride.
Well, 2.3 seconds was what we saw at the end of lap number 2 a few moments ago. As you mentioned, Alvin Hillen actually able to just chip a smidge away at that lead by about 1/10 of a second over the number 4 of Fowler. We'll see what things are looking like as we roll here toward the finish line, the completion of lap number 3. Here we come off of the Rocky Mountain ATVM sweeper turn, and you can see that looks to be a little larger gap than the 2.3 seconds. But look at the battle that's shaping up. We got some different riders back there in that 2nd and 3rd place positions. We got some changes. We'll see if we can't get that sorted out for you. Also some lap markers, as you were talking about there, in the mix of that too. So we'll get those all sorted out hopefully here in just a second as your leaders rounding the sweeper turn now in front of the Polysport Pond. And 2nd place position also making their way in there.
I believe that's Canyon Richards that made his way by Hill, and I don't know if it had anything to do with that lap rider, but as you saw, they were in an intense battle coming out of the beach, and I'm believing that Canyon Richards did get by on the number 16 machine.
Wow, McCure is the one we need to be watching right now. That kid's racing very, very aggressively right now up to the number 3 spot, just as Canyon Richards also got the hammer down. Fowler turned into 2:14, a 2:15 by Richards, but it looks at look at this, a 2:13 by William McCure. And what happened to Alvin Hillen? Alvin Hillen drops from a 2:12 lap time all the way down to 6th place, 2nd to 6th place with a 2:31 lap time. So that TM ride having some sort of a mistake out there. And there's one of the only TMs I've seen so far here in 2019 at Loretta Lynn's. Good to see you're still out there and in full force and making some waves.
All it takes is a small mistake too, Rodney, especially on these bikes. Get out in the deep stuff. Get out of the main racing line. Tag somebody's rear tire. You know, that type of thing. Bump in a corner. So many things can result in that. And that's exactly how it happens. That's a perfect example of not being a small mistake. That small mistake seems small, but it resulted in loss of 4 positions.
All right, I'm looking for the 2nd place position. Should be going through Storyland about right now, so we're looking at a 7-second gap between 1st and 2nd place, and there they come out of Storyland now, heading by the old waterworks station. We got that battle between Canyon Richards and William McCure. McCure was 2 seconds faster, but Canyon Richards got to think that maybe he's got an extra 2 seconds to gain on this lap, so we should be seeing this battle really intensify as they come into this, and there they are. Wow, there's the 16 Richards, and there's the 96 of McCure right behind him. Still about a second or so to separate the two as they work their way into these closing turns, and McCure is really closing up some ground as we near the completion of lap number 4.
Yeah, we've seen McCure already, and I've seen him already on the track this week, and he's intense, no doubt about it. Look at this, going to try to go the long way around and make it happen. Canyon Richards needs to get over there and protect that line, not able to do something.
I think he may have done it. And he did. He gets out. He does stick that line. And look at this, gaining a couple of bike lengths as they go past the finish line. William McCure in the number 2 spot now, a 2:13 lap time. Again, there's an 8-second gap now up to the number 4, Luke Fowler, your leader. And a 2:13 may not get it done with the time left here. We're about halfway into this moto, 9 minutes to be exact. So this is going to be interesting. Can McCure find a little bit more speed out there? I have to think he probably can with the way he's riding right now.
Yeah, he can find a little speed for sure. Is he going to find 8.5 seconds to get his way clear to the front?
That's tough.
That's going to be tough. I gave up on Richards just a second ago, but he is trying to mount a charge now. But I got to say, a little disappointed. Richards let him by without really making a run at him. Made it awful easy, kind of pulled over.
Well, it's a little tough out there sometimes. Again, 65 cc's, maybe a little younger, maybe not as much experience in the 65 cc classes like that. So maybe also wanting to see the lines that McCure is running, because oftentimes that can help you out in your endeavors as well.
And let me tell you, Canyon Richards, no newbie by no means. That guy's been around. He's seen it all. And like you said, without confrontation, well, let him go. Let him wear himself down a little bit. Let him make a mistake, he said, because we can always make a run at him later.
Exactly. Halfway point of this moto now, 10 minutes in of 20 minutes, and Fowler continues to lead. Should be checking in here in less than a minute, 30 seconds or so. And a little further back in the pack, Colt Golombeski back there in the 9th place position. Jeremy Rowe in the 10th place position. But I'll tell you what, Hummel and Golombeski got some good runs going. Chase Lawton could be under some pressure right now. Something going on with the 15 as we see his lap time drop to a 2:26. So again, going back to that little miscues, little mistakes, maybe a foot peg dragging the inside of one of those deep ruts out there. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm taking a look back at the 15 ride of Blake Presti. Blake turning a 2:18 right now, and that's a good bit faster than the next 4 or 5 riders ahead of him. 9 minutes left in this one, so a little bit of time when these guys are having these kind of lap times. There's 4 laps left in this thing. So
I'll tell you right now, Blake Presti, with the lap time that he has going on right now, we could see him in top 10 very quickly. All the way up, maybe even as far as a 7th place position in a couple laps, if he can keep this pace and things stay the way that they are right now.
I would have to agree with that. When I take a look at the numbers, when I take a look at the gaps and the lap times, that's very, very possible if he keeps that pace and continues that pace up. I tell you, the fence is just lined down through here, Rodney. Hats waving, arms waving. I mean, these folks are fired up, and I love it. Got the shirts waving down there. This is good stuff, man. When it comes to these little racers, when it comes to these younger guys, just fires me up as well. And take a look at that number 4 machine, Luke Fowler, last time around, 7-second lead, almost 8-second lead. Where are we going to stand this time? Should be seeing him. He's about halfway around the track on lap number 5.
McKeer turning a 2:13.2 to Fowler's 2:13.6, so just under 8 seconds the gap between first and second. About 8 minutes of this moto left to go to see whether or not McKeer can mount the challenge and close that gap. It might be one of those situations like Edward Walston was in there.
Yeah.
Just, how'd it go again?
Just let her eat and send her.
Let her eat and send her. That's it.
No,
dude.
Just let her eat and send her.
Dude.
Okay, dude. So.
Nothing to do but let her eat and send her, dude. Quote of the week right there.
I got to tell you, it's good advice if it works for you, and we'll see if William McClure can put that advice to use here. He's got a great run going on, but like I said, interested to see exactly what's going to happen here. Austin Parker, Logan Mortberg, Blake Presti, Nicholas Stefancic, some of these guys back here really kind of getting bogged up together, getting in a cluster, you know what I mean?
Blake Presti in 15th place a lap ago, and with the lap time he was turning, we were anticipating a few passes in that lap and maybe all the way up into a top 10 by laps through the end of lap number 6, but he turned to 2:20 that last time around. Again, you know, these riders that get off to a bad start, they start pushing, and at that halfway point, it really starts taking its toll on these youngsters.
Sure it does, and judgment starts becoming a little different. You know, you start getting a little winded, you start getting a little stressed, anxiety starts rising a little bit. But I'm seeing just this clump of riders right here, and as you see on the track, that's exactly how they look right there. And holy cow, got caught up in a group of people.
Well, let's see what this group is looking like. As Fowler, we know, is motoring his way around this racetrack through the Bell Helmets whole shot for us. 2:15 for McCure that time. The gap now down to 5.3 seconds.
That's 2.4 seconds.
We're going to keep an eye on that. 2.4 seconds with 5 seconds. Yeah, I'd say within 2 laps or so, we might see McCure on his rear wheel if they stay this pace.
And I'll tell you, that'll be a race because Fowler's a gamer, dude. Fowler's a gamer. He can take the pressure or he can apply the pressure. And Kevin Kelly, I believe Kevin was mentioning Fowler out at Mammoth, you know, showed up. And a lot of times locals are the guys that really dominate. Well, always locals dominate Mammoth, no doubt about that. But a lot of time, great riders from different regions look like real beginner riders at Mammoth. And he said Fowler just come out and attacked it like he was at Pleasure Valley or one of his home tracks.
Well, pretty amazing. To see the talent level of these kids. And Fowler, you know, there's some kids that are just truly gifted, and you almost have to think that Luke may be one of those riders that may be well gifted in the art of riding a motorcycle.
Absolutely, he is. And you know me, I'm very critical. I'm pretty open-minded, but I'm also very opinionated. And I got to tell you, I like their approach to just about everything they do. The family unit are amazing people, the Fowsers. I love the way they go about their training. The attitude they have here at the races is something that is exceptional. And then the fact that Luke just 110% at all times, without a lot of the pressure, without a lot of the outside distractions.
Well, I tell you, KTM Orange Brigade seen something in him as well, as they're certainly supporting him out here this week. Also, Dave Kilgore Bakery and Brap Supply helping out Luke Fowser from Midland, Pennsylvania. William McCure, the number 96. Out of Fayetteville, Georgia, brought to us by Lynx Racing, Chris Gibson Holmes, and the RM Army with that fly gear. They check in. Ooh, look at that, 3.7 seconds now. The gap closed only 1.6 seconds, but we are starting to see things tighten up between first and second. I believe we'll be seeing a 2-lap board coming out here next time around. Canyon Richards in that, it's out now. Okay, so the two-lap board is out now. And Canyon Richards in that number 3 spot. Tyler Mollett up to 4th place position. We knew we were watching and seeing him get very close to that position. Austin Schaefer rounding out the top 5. So Canyon Richards right now got the whole shot. He's currently running in a 3rd place position as we roll into the closing moments of this Moto number 1 for 65, 10, and 11. And look at that. Yes, exactly. 3.7 seconds separating these two riders. Can William McCure close that gap anymore here on lap number 8 to start to mount a challenge on Fowser? You know Fowser, you know he's a go-getter. You know whenever the time comes, he's got a little bit more juice to let loose.
Yeah, it's funny. He's got a little left in the tank, no doubt about it. But what is interesting, last time McCure was about a 2:14. It was about 2.5 seconds. This time only about a half a second. And you know that Fowser's got the word. But the interesting thing is white flag lap right now. So, you know, race management, Rodney, race management.
Exactly. And McCure again, got our sights set on this young rider as he's 3.7 seconds back. And I'm don't think he's out front now. Maybe.
I'm looking for the number 4. Right there comes Fowser.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, right there comes Fowser. So we're still in good shape.
All right, in amongst some lap traffic now is Fowser.
Wow, he's flying too, dude. He's flying. He got the message, I can tell you. Do you see that bike come through those bumps through there right now?
I'll be surprised to think that this lap time he's turning this time will be much over a 2:11 or anything.
Oh, holy cow. Almost landed on that lapper wide open, crossed lines in the middle of the track. Holy cow.
1 to go. Luke Fowser out front with a white flag. William McCure now slowing his pace down as he gets in that lap traffic to a 2:17, a 5.6 second gap. But again, we go on the fact that once more that you know, this is the first of 3 motos, and the heavier weight bears in the later motos. So, you know, that second's as good as a 1 at this particular point. Yeah, again, like I said, it'd be nice to do a podium sweep of first all the way through and get those 3 gold medals, but a silver and a couple of golds, hey, that's some pretty good bragging rights also.
You better believe it.
Maybe even a little better story because he had to come from behind just to get that 2nd place position.
Oh, believe me, and you know that makes for better storytelling.
Yeah, most definitely.
Oh,
so,
when you chase him down, you know, the chase is always better when it's being retold.
That's it. So, hey, maybe the silver might be more conversational piece than the 2 golds if he's able to capture those in the 2nd, 3rd motors. But I can tell you, Fowser's going to be tough to beat no matter what. Canyon Richards in that number 3 spot rolling into this final lap had about a 5-second lead over Tyler Mollett. Mollett was about 4 seconds faster. Canyon Richards cannot rest on his morals right now to hold on to that 3rd place position. So we'll keep an eye on that as our leader now making his way here into the closing feet of the
oh, look at this guy, dude. Are you kidding me? Gathered it up, kept the gas on, let the thing wheelie with 1 foot off the peg.
And manipulating lap traffic at the same time. You got a couple. You're getting a little nervous up here for Fowser, it looks like.
This guy giving me a heart attack right now. Spun that thing across the jump face right there. Takes a look over his shoulder. Didn't look backwards, but took a look across the track. which is what a true pro does, and setting her up one more time through this beach turn.
So heading into the final turn now, Luke Fowler from Midland, Pennsylvania, going to take this one to the checkers as the KTM Orange Brigade Mom and Dad Dave Kilgore Bakery and Brab Supply KTM ride taking a Moto 1 win in this 65, 10, and 11-year-old class, heading down to the podium to talk to Kevin Kelly here in just a moment. And what a great way to wrap up these first motos, and another good ride by William McCure out there as he'll finish up in the number 2 spot, and we wait with bated breath to see whether or not Richards is going to be able to hang on to that 3rd place position, or whether Mollett found an extra gear out there and was able to reel him in and steal the podium thunder away. Nope, Kenyon Richards will get it. So it's Fowler, McCure, and Richards. Richards also taking that hole shot award. So he'll be talking with Kevin Kelly about a couple of different things. Also Austin Schaefer in 4th, Tyler Mollett in 5th, Jeremy Rose 6th, Dinkin Deno in 7th, Chase Lawton in 8th, 9th the 48 of Colt Golombeski, and Crew Ketton, the 42 machine, to round out your top 10. Again, unofficially, our Rocky Mountain ATVMC top 10 unofficial results here at this Rocky Mountain ATVMC Amateur National Motocross Championship. So Fowler taking the win, and we head down to Kevin Kelly, who's going to be talking to our top 3 Moto medal winners. Great time now, my folks. It's getting my friends to head on over to see my good friends there at the Italian Ice display. Of course, they've got ice cream, hand-dipped ice cream there, and they've got that great tasting Italian ice. Be sure and stop on up and see Steve and Tammy. They will do you up right with a good, sweet treat here this afternoon.
All right, Dad, get out of the way. We're going to let this little dude say hello to your winner of the gold medal, Luke Fowler. Dude. Luke, that was a very comfortable win, man. Great work. You look good out there.
Yeah, I pulled 9th chip, got about 3rd place start, and just try to get out there and pull away from the pack as much as I could.
Man, I see you all over the place. I was in Mammoth a month ago, and boom, you show up there. You're up, down the East Coast. You're not afraid to travel, are you?
Nope.
Wherever there's a race, you want to go do it, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a good plan. A lot of kids kind of just stay home and ride a few races here and there. You go and seek out competition. You want to race the best?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're the best today, man. You went out there, didn't get the whole shot, but you're able to get your bike on the top of the box. Any near misses?
What?
Any problems you had out there during that race? So perfect.
The bike was a little bit choppy, but that's about it.
Yeah? You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, my mom, my dad, KTM Orange Brigade, Scott, 60, Cernix, Dunlop, PNG Motion Pro, Ethica, PR2, Lynx, Dave Kilgore, Answer, and the Hilo.
There you go, folks. He is your Moto winner here in the 65cc class. Congratulations, Luke Fowler. Adds to his collection. He's got 3 Moto wins, I believe, in his young career. We're going to check in and say hello to our 2nd place finisher. If I can bring up William McCure. William McCure, come on up, man, the silver medalist. William rides out of that Matt Walker Moto X compound. He's got a beehive of kids that tool around out there every day. What's it like riding out there, man? There's like 30 of you kids. Let's stand up right here in the center. You guys just beating each other up, racing each other all day?
Yes, sir. It's no wonder they call it the #1 training facility in the nation, and it's just a great place. I love being down there. I look forward to it every day, and Matt and Timmy and Justin, all the guys that moto down at Moto X, they definitely helped me get to this place, and this has been my dream. But next time I want to snag the one. Luke rode really good, so next time I'm just going to snag the #1 and hope for the best.
Dude, I like this kid, man. Good interview skills. You're good on the bike, good on the mic, man. 2 for 2. Tell me about your race, though, man. You finished 2nd. Are you happy with that going into the 2nd motos?
Yes, sir. I drawed 42 out of the bucket, so we had to go very outside gate. I think I ended up about in the top 5 in the start, able to make my way up to 2nd and held through it the whole race.
You ready to fight this thing out with the rest of the gang here?
Yes, sir.
Who do you want to thank, William?
I'd like to thank Jesus Christ, friends and family for coming out here, my mom, my dad, Chris Gibson Holmes, Moto X Compound, everyone there, Justin, Matt, Timmy, ODI, Roost, Mika Metals, Bell Helmets, Fly Racing, and that's about it.
How about it for your silver medalist? Let's hear it for William McCure. William, good on the mic and the bike. Rare combination. What you got? You want something else?
I also forgot to thank Lynx Racing for making such an awesome motor.
There you go. Thanks to Lynx Racing helping out his program as well. We're going to bring up our Whole Shot Award winner and third place finisher. Coming up here, Canyon Richards. Canyon Richards. Come on over here, man. Put that around here. Wrap that around your neck. Turn that frown upside down, man. You did good. You got third. You got a whole shot. $100 richer courtesy of Bell Helmets. All right, man. You got the whole shot. Where were you on that start? Where'd you get it from?
On the inside.
You like it on the inside? Is that your favorite spot here?
Yeah.
You going to do it again next time?
Yeah.
You're going to win next time?
That's what I'm trying for.
That's what he's trying for. Who do you want to thank, Candy, for helping get you up here?
I'd like to thank Jesus Christ, my mom and dad, Clear Chiropractic, Sligo Trail, Rock River, Yamaha, Specialized, Foley Cat, Athletes Arbor, SGB Parts, 6D, Sky, Atlas Brace, Motocross Vest, Moose Racing, the Wrist Brace Guy, CTI Knee Braces, Traction MX, Rainbow Farms, Throttle Jockey, Lynx, Recluse, Pro Circuit, Pro Taper, PR2 Suspension, Dunlop.
Wow, you did that all from memory. No bike, no pit board. That's all up in your head, huh?
Yeah.
Very impressed. He is your third place finisher, Whole Shot Award winner, Canyon Richards. Good job for Canyon. That'll do it from down here on the podium. We'll toss it back up to the ugliest announcers in the business. Take it away, Meg.